Okay, today we're talking about zippers. In our new pattern for fall, the Packlets, we are specifying a particular kind of zipper. And I want to give you the reasons for the zipper that we've chosen and why I really would like for you to try to stick with that. There's really two different kinds of zippers on the market. I don't know if you knew that. This is an example of each, and if you look at them, you can't tell the difference. One is a locking zipper, and this one is a non-locking zipper. And the difference is this zipper has to be pulled, and it pretty much always takes two hands by the zipper pull. It locks. In other words, if I try to pull it down by not using the zipper head, the zipper pull, it won't open. And that's really important to the clothing industry because you don't want your pants coming open or your skirt or your dress when you don't want it to. You want, when you pull that zipper up, you want to be confident that it's going to stay that way until you decide it's time for it to come down. Enough said. This is a non-locking zipper. You can pull it with a zipper head, with a zipper pull, of course, but you can also just grab it with your finger on the zipper head and pull and it opens. It's a non-locking zipper. If you put this in a pair of pants or a skirt, it's very likely when you sit down going to come down. You've had pants, I'm sure, where the locking mechanism in your zipper has failed. And now it just won't stay up. And there's no way to fix that zipper. Not that I'm aware of, not that I'm capable of doing, let's say that. So this is the kind of zipper we recommend for our new bag. And we're going to be very adamant that this is the kind that you need to use. It's a non-locking zipper. It's 1.5 inches wide. I know normally we have placed instructions in our patterns for the use of 1 inch or 1.5 inch zippers. It hasn't been a problem. But for this particular bag, it is a problem. I'm going to specify the 1.5 inch. You're welcome to use the 1 inch, but you're going to have to make adjustments on your own to the width of these panels in order to offset that. It's just easier and less time consuming, less confusing. It was less confusing because I was going to have panels for 1 inch zippers, panels for 1.5 inch zippers, and it would, I could just envision this turning into a nightmare. So for this particular bag, which is the Packlets, it's brand new, we're specifying a 1.5 inch wide zipper with a non-locking head. You can get them at Joann's. You can get them in a lot of places. Problem is that many times non-locking zippers do not have quite the variety to choose from in colors, and you're certainly not going to find prints like we have. You're welcome to use those. This is an interior item, goes into a suitcase, goes into a backpack. You can use a plain black zipper, and it still functions just fine. If you like the fun prints, of course, we've got them on our website, and we're happy to sell them to you. We try to keep the prices low and competitive with what Joann's and all the other places are selling them. So check out our prices. I think you'll find that's true. Let me explain a little bit about why we're specifying non-locking. There is a particular time, there's actually about 2 times, in the process of making these bags that the item is absolutely, completely inside out. And it's not while you add the zipper. So it's going to be very easy to forget to open that zipper partially before you do that step. It's very close to the end. Don't ask me how I know this, but it's very possible if you forget to to open this zipper partially and get to the end and you complete that step, now your bag is sewn together permanently inside out. And there's no way, because you can't get in, the zipper is going to be inside out. You can't tug on it. It won't open. And the only way you're going to get that bag open is to rip out that stitching, which can be done. But it's a whole, you'd have to rip out the stitching for almost the whole bag. At that point, I know I tossed it in the garbage can. So you may persevere, but I don't like ripping out. And I'm certainly not going to rip out the entire project. It would take me the better part of 2 days. I'm better off to start off. The other problem is this bag is not what I'd call an easy bag, but the steps are very repetitive. It's one of our easier patterns. It's going to be very tempting And it's going to be very easy to do it intuitively. Does that make sense? When you get to that particular step that's so important, it's very easy to just intuitively do it. We've got big warnings in the instructions that say, open the bag completely before you proceed. But if you're doing this intuitively, it's going to be real easy to forget to open it all, to open up that bag. And by open it up, I mean it's going to need to be open enough to get your fingers in there to pull it open the rest of the way. Because you can't get the bag inside out with this little, you're going to have it open the whole way to get the bag back right side out. Take my word for it. Don't use a locking zipper when you try to make up the Packlets pattern. It's just not a good decision. It's not worth the risk, and it's not worth the waste. So that would be our recommendation at going forward. We've included this video in the pattern, a reference to where they can watch it, but we're also putting it on our website as just general information that I never knew the difference until I started making bags. And I'm sure there's many of you out there who've been making quilts for 30, 40 years and don't know that, because you avoid zippers like the plague, that you don't know the difference between these zippers. So it's just good knowledge to know. You can pass it along to a young sewer somewhere. That would be it for today. If you're making our Packlet sample, I'd love to see pictures when you get done. It's brand new, and I think you'll find it's a terrific gift item for everybody on your list. Men, women, children, all of them. So with that, we'll bid you a fair adieu, and we'll see you next time.